What's happening? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are back with another episode of the Magic Room. It is Magic Room Mondays. Listen, we bring all of our guests on that are creating magic in their field of expertise. And tonight I got my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm so excited. So you guys stay tuned. I'm going to bring him on in just a minute and we're going to introduce him. So y'all stay tuned for it. Hey, and there he is. You know what I'm saying? It's the Playas Club Music Group CEO himself, Clay James. What's happening?
What's happening with you, sis?
Hey man, listen, this is definitely not our first time doing we've done multiple types of interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to say this first and foremost. Like, whenever I got something new going on, you're like one of the first people that are my go-to. You get what I'm saying? Like when I did started the docu-series and now the Magic Room, I'm like, I gotta hit my brother up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so
Yeah.
official and I just appreciate you. So, I wanted to say first and foremost, thank you for always being such a dope person, not just even it's deeper than this rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you my brother for real. So introduce yourself.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Clay James. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. Well, I was born in Atlanta. I moved to Savannah, and I moved back to the A. So Atlanta and Savannah, they share equal parts of me when they claim me. You dig what I'm saying? I'm CEO of Players Club Music Group. We got some dope things going on around the Players Club, PCMG. I got a dope roster. Uh, we got merch. We on radio. We on TV. We in your faces with it. You know what I'm saying? I just been working and grinding. Independent. I'm a businessman. So that
Yes.
just best describes me, man. I'm probably like what you would say the 2021 Master P. You know what I'm saying? That's my idol. You feel me? And that's who I'm carrying the torch for, man. Everybody who not just limiting themselves to music, but using music as a vessel to do other endeavors.
Exactly. And that's really what I want to focus on within this series, The Magic Room, is people who are entrepreneurs. Like you're doing so much more than just being an artist. And that's what I love about your hustle is because not only are you out here putting yourself in a position, but you're also putting other people in a position. You've sent a lot of dope artists my way that I've interviewed and we've done other stuff for. So, I said it was only right that I got to bring my dog, my bro, Clay James on here tonight because you do have so much going on. So I always, would like to start out with your journey and like, let people know, where you came from. I know you said you was born in Atlanta and then you lived in Savannah. And now you're back out here in the A. What was that transition like for you? Not even musically, but just, it can be tough sometimes moving from city to city. How was that for you?
Well, I really moved to Atlanta, the Atlanta metro area, because I really was getting too big for my small town. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I had a little situation happen when I was back home, and it really just it showed me, man, that I was getting too big for that small place. My mind state was the mind state of a person in a big city. Like I always had nice things. I always strive to grind to get nice things. I always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I always been like a cool dude. You know what I mean? And when you coming up, when you in the hood, when you the guy that the ladies like and you always stay fly. You know what I'm saying? You might end up in certain situations. So I really just had outgrew my hometown for real, for real. So I came up here. It was an easy transition because in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, like they call this Black Hollywood. Everybody feel like they stars. So
Right.
I came up here feeling like I was a star where I was from. So it was an easy transition. I came to my new school. Like in Savannah, I went to Beach High. That's a basketball school. Well, it was back in the day. Like we was known for sports. You know what I'm saying? I came up here and I started going to McKeitron High out there in Powder Springs. And it was like a complete culture shift because they was more so built on academics, a good environment. You know what I'm saying? It was the total opposite of what I was used to back home. So I transitioned quite well because I always was a kid that had good grades and you know what I'm saying, stayed involved and stayed into some cool shit. But it was definitely a completely different culture from my last school to my new school. But I did well. I ended up graduating. Then I started going to Georgia State University. Georgia State is where I actually started my rap career. One of my fraternity brothers, Amari Curtis, he saw how people was drawn to me on campus, and you know we was throwing all the dope parties. I was involved in a lot of stuff. So he was like, man, you should try rapping because you already got people from all over the country that's gonna go back to their hometowns and take your music back to their hometowns. He's like, it should be easy.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about it for a little while, and then I ended up rapping. I started putting out music, passing out my mixtapes in class, passing out my mixtapes at the football and basketball games. Well, it wasn't football games back then. Georgia State didn't have a football team that was popping back then. So it was the basketball games, homecoming. I used to go to the AUC and pass out CDs. I was at Lenox Mall, West End. I was everywhere passing out CDs. I was doing all the open mics. Hustle and Flow by Grand Hustle. I was
Yeah.
doing the open mic at Apache that Be Rich and them had from Grand Hustle. And
Yeah.
these open mics, that's kind of how I built my buzz in the city. Because then now my buzz started stretching outside of the colleges. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now I got the inner city, I got the hoods fucking with me because I'm in the open mics with them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's how I kind of clashed. I had the school and I had the city of Atlanta fucking with me too. So once that started happening, I got my first look from Big Boy from because he was from Savannah, and then my next look actually came from Grand Hustle. Everybody thought I was gonna sign with Grand Hustle because I was always they let me use their studio for free, didn't charge me. I had got features from like Young Dro. I had production from their producers like Stroud. Like they really was trying
Yeah.
to figure out a way for it to make it work for me. So between
Right.
Big Boy, then Grand Hustle, I ended up getting the buzz, building the buzz in the city, and then I went to South by Southwest in 2016, and I got signed by Snoop Dogg. And
Yes.
it's so funny. I was performing at South by Southwest, and some of his people saw me, and they said they were his cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like related to his wife. And I ain't
Right.
believe him. I thought it was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then I kicked it with them boys the whole South by Southwest, and then the following Monday they actually gave my music to Snoop, and he ended up calling me like later on that week. So that's how we start building our relationship. That was my first record deal, and that was like my first time getting national exposure for real. Like
Right.
he exposed me to a lot of people and made it to where that was like the base of my foundation. And then I took everything I did with Doggy Style Records and with Snoop, and I started my own company, Playas Club Music Group, and that's where we at today.
Man, you have a great journey, and I'm so glad that you talked about, the roots of it, because a lot of artists, they'll see the bigger moves you're making. They'll see you on BET jams. They'll see you touring the country, signed with Snoop Dogg, and think, "Oh man, I want to do that." But they don't understand how much work you put in to get yourself in that position. Like you said, you were out here passing CDs out everywhere. You were hitting every single open mic. A lot of artists want to skip those steps, and I'm just glad that you touched on that, because they don't see a lot of the groundwork that goes on before you get in the position where you're at right now.
Facts, facts, facts. It
Yes.
it's a journey, man. It ain't no like they say that it takes 10 years to make an overnight success. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Facts.
it's like,
Absolutely. So, thinking back along your journey, again, you said you first really got looked at by Big Boy, which is huge. He's obviously legendary in the business. And, moving forward, you've done work with other people. You got signed by Snoop Dogg, one of the greatest to ever do it. And the thing it stands out about Clay James, for you guys that don't know, you need to get in tune, is he's so different. If you like Clay James, like my brother, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I pay attention to what he's got going on. We stay in close contact all the time. And, I have to brag about the people that I'm cool with. Clay James is so different just by everything, the way he looks, the way you dress, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made guys like Andre 3000 stand out always, because he always like looked different and dressed different than everybody else. You got to figure out ways to be different. And then your sound is very different. Your sound is so relevant to what's going on today, but it's like you have a melting pot of sounds. Like I think you kind of have a West Coast, East Coast, down south type of, flow. How do you decide what it is that you're going to do and put on every day to make yourself stand out from everybody?
I mean, like I said, when I was in Savannah, I was one of the cool kids. Like it wasn't, and when I say that, it's like if I sit at a lunch table, I never had to go sit at the lunch table that was popping. I would
Right.
deliberately go sit by myself and watch everything that's popping come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I always did that, and I always was up on fashion. Like my grandma, she was the candy lady in the hood. So everybody that was coming to buy candy, she would see their shoes. That's how she knew when the Jordans was coming out. So she would see all the
Right.
new Jordans, and she'd go buy me the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm that way with my son. My son got all the J's, all the Air Max. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what
Yeah.
I was brought up on. Like my family, like my grandmama, she was big on fashion. Like my grandma was very fashionable when she was alive. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I still got like some of her dope pieces just because I never wanted to give some of that stuff away. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was so fly. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I just always been a fly person. I always been like that since elementary school. I never wore what everybody else wore. I always put on the shit that I thought was dope. And when I put it on and I
Right.
thought it was dope, see, fashion is about confidence. You know what I'm saying? You could step out in some shit that might look crazy on somebody else, but if you step out, you hold your head high, and you feel like you the freshest motherfucker in the room with it, they gonna believe you the freshest motherfucker in the room.
Right.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm
And that's
saying?
the
So
thing. Yeah, you
that,
don't necessarily have to have the most extravagant of everything. It's how you rock it. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like,
yes,
I mean,
yeah,
it's cool to have, the Gucci and the Versace and all that, but it's like, not everybody can do that, but you can still ball out on a budget and look super fly. It just all depends on how you put it together. And I think that, everything that you do, from, the way you dress to the way you sound to the way you present yourself to the way you distribute your music, you've got your own unique style about yourself. And I think that's why it's so dope that you actually started Players Club Music Group, because you're your own boss. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's no disrespect to any of the other labels or Snoop or anything. I love what everybody's doing, but I think you're a boss of your own. You needed to be doing this yourself, because now you're putting other people in a position to win. So let's talk about that a little bit. You've got a couple other artists that you work with real closely. Who else is involved with Players Club Music Group?
it's so funny you said that about Snoop, right? Because his whole goal for me was to get me to a point where I could have my own label. Like that was one of his dreams. Like
Right,
I want I want everybody under me to learn enough to go be their own bosses, especially me. You know what I'm saying? And that
right,
was a conversation we had damn near every day we was together. I want you to be your own boss. I want you to be a boss. I really want you to have your own label. Cause see, I wanted to re-sign with Dog. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was living the good life. You know what I mean? Like it was lovely. And he was like, nah, we're not gonna do another deal. It's time for you to, start your own label. So
right.
during that whole time that I was with him, I had my own people, some of my peers, people that I was looking at not only their music, but their integrity, how they treated their people, how they treated their team, whether they had a team, whether they was people who, the same people was always in the pictures with them, or they was always falling out with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Right,
looking at all
right,
that type of stuff, like how you deal with your people, how your neighborhood feel about you, how your city feel about you, how you
facts.
perform. So, I'm going to all these places, kicking it with my peers, and they not even really knowing I'm interviewing everybody because I'm knowing what my next step about to be. You feel
Right.
me? So them people that passed that interview process was King Elway, Chris J, Big Smitty out of Savannah, and Respect out of Savannah. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
yes.
I collaborated with my best friend actually, Messiah, aka Pimp Named Sweet Tooth. He the vice president of the label. and we all just went in on this journey together. And that's what it is. We all pushing each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody their own bosses. Everybody that's with me has some other shit going on. Like they all
Right.
have side hustles that are ultimately the driving force of their revenue that they put back into their music.
Right, and that's
See what I'm saying?
important. You have to do that because that's one thing that Bigger Rankin instilled in me when I first started working with him. He's like, it's cool to be a part of my team, but you got to have your own stuff going on too. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right. It's dope that everybody that's involved in the movement has, their own hustles going on as well, as you should, because we can't just do one thing out here. We got to have multiple hustles. So with that being said, what are some of the other things that, we can maybe catch in store for Clay James? Are you looking to get into film and acting? Like, what else is on your radar that you don't mind sharing with us?
I'm definitely getting into acting. I just had a role in a movie that's
Yes,
about to drop called Out on a Limb. You know what I'm
that
saying? Out on a
right.
Limb. And you know them personally, so you know it's about
Yeah,
to be dope.
it's gonna be so
Um,
fun.
yeah, that's actually coming out soon. Like I would say
Yeah.
fall winter, the movie should be out. And
Yeah, absolutely. Real soon, because the filming is completed. It's now putting all the final touches and everything on there. How was that experience? Let's talk about that for just a minute. How was the experience, working with Okarike and Regina and Shot for Shot and everybody and, really like getting that debut in your movie?
it was dope. It was a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Like since I started rapping, my next thing, because like I said, one of my biggest inspirations is Master P. So
Mm,
when I started rapping, I wanted to be like Master P as far as like how he handled business, how he
right,
put his people on, you know what I'm saying? All the different things and endeavors he has his hands in. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So movies was always in the forefront of my mind. I just was waiting on
Yeah,
the right opportunity to present itself. I've got presented with scripts before Okarike came to me with the idea. It just wasn't the right time. But when they
right.
came and I looked at the role, I could really just be myself. I was like, this would be a dope acting debut for me. And
Yes,
and then they from Savannah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like
right.
I gotta fuck with my people, you know? So
you know,
it was dope though. It was dope.
Yeah. I know that you had a great experience with that, and like you said, you had other opportunities presented to you, but one thing about business is every move you make has to make sense. And if those other situations weren't at the right time or maybe they just didn't feel right because what they were wanting you to do was kind of like something that you didn't really believe in or whatever, you made the right decision, you know what I'm saying? And now that this is going to debut, I already know it's going to open up a lot more doors for you.
Definitely. I've already got presented with other scripts because people
See,
saw
that's what
like
I'm
the
talking about.
buzz that yeah, people saw the buzz that this movie is getting and it's not even out yet. And a lot of the press was kind of centered around me because anytime I'm doing press, I bring up the movie and I'm always active. I'm always dropping music. I'm always talking to media. And that's one of the things I'm passionate about is the movie and my first role.
Yeah,
So I've been talking about this shit everywhere. So I feel like it's gonna do very well when it drops. Shouts out to Okarike, shouts out to Regina, and shouts out to my boy Shot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure we're gonna
yes.
be working again in the near future.
Man, most definitely. And with what you're talking about right now, a lot of people, not even just artists, but a lot of people could really take heed to what you're saying because you utilize every opportunity to showcase what you got going on. And that's what you're supposed to do, especially when you have media platforms and stuff. The thing about it is you want to be newsworthy. You want people talking about you. It's like we can talk about ourselves all day long, but it always looks and sounds better when someone else is doing it. So therefore, you got to put it out there with what you got going on to make other people want to tap in and talk about you as well. So, I definitely respect everything that you got going on. I'm excited to have you here tonight because we got one of your videos we're going to show. You sent me over a video, the Fadeaway record. Let's talk about that. Give us a little insight on it, and then we're going to check out the video.
Fadeaway is a record that it did something I feel like everybody can relate to. I know that's like some cliche shit rappers say, but I really wrote that hook in mind of it being able to be something relatable to people, and I was actually writing it so that maybe it can be placed in a video game, like NBA 2K, like a sports game one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I've been thinking about a lot of sync licensing lately. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to start dipping in that. So I really wrote that as something for the hoopers, because I used to be a ball player, and I wrote it as something people can relate to. And I got two more artists on there, King J, I'm sorry, King Elway and Chris J. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And it's produced by Madness. Madness is like my main producer right now. We're both managed by Ferrari Simmons. You know, a lot of people know who Ferrari Simmons is.
Shout out to my dog
He's actually,
Ferrari.
yeah, he connected us, and we've been making magic ever since. And so that's one of the records that's actually dropping on my EP, Fly as Fuck, which is dropping on all digital streaming platforms tonight at midnight. And that's one of the
Yes,
videos.
y'all heard about it here first.
Yeah, don't nobody even know about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody even know about that. Like, it drops at midnight, and that was the first single off of this surprise EP. So that's the background on
So
that.
make sure they know, for anybody that's tuned in that's either watching this live or may watch it in an hour from now or whatever, because it's going to be posted on all the digital platforms. Tell them where they can follow you, and then where they can find, like, how would they look you up to find, this new EP that you're dropping tonight.
Okay. My social media is at Who Is Clay James. That's on every social media platform, at Who Is Clay James. And the EP is actually on Spinrilla right now, because I got a dope relationship with them. So I give them my music early. It dropped on Spinrilla earlier today, and then it'll be on all digital streaming platforms at midnight Eastern time. So just type my name, Clay James, in YouTube or on Apple or Spotify, anything, Amazon, Pandora, and it'll come up. I'm searchable.
Absolutely. I just put it on the screen as well. That's his Instagram and everything, Twitter. So make sure you guys go follow him and support tonight at midnight. Even if you're not up at midnight and you go to bed early, get it in the morning, go stream it, download it, share it. I think it's really dope what you got going on, man. I have a lot of respect for you. And like I said, anytime I've got new things going on, you're always one of the first people that I reach out to, just because I respect your grind so much. You've always been cool to me, man. You always support what I got going on. So, I wanted to take a little bit to bring you on here tonight so we could put some shine on what you got going on. And of course, we're about to jump into this video. Before we do that, is there anything else you got coming up that you want to let everybody know about?
Not only to look out, because I'm about to keep on dropping. You know what I'm saying? Rory got me in the studio every day, and I'm cooking. Like, I got some hard shit coming out. So just be looking out for more visuals, more music. Look out for my artists, King Elway, Chris J, Big Smitty, and respect, free respect. You know what I'm saying? He locked up right now, but he gonna continue to
Yes.
keep releasing music. You know what I'm saying? He dropping music. The whole gang dropping music. And I also started a luxury car rental business, Playas Club
Mm,
Automotive. So if you
okay.
need cars for the videos and all that, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm developing a nice little fleet of cars. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how we coming.
Yo, that's dope. That's a lucrative business, because everybody, like so many of these artists, not even just rappers, but just artists and, period, want that nice ride inside the visual. You know what I'm saying? So now they could come to you to get the rental on there. That's dope. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that. You know what I'm saying? See,
Oh, you ain't
you
know
put
that?
me on.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
dope,
that's
man.
that's my new thing. That and this Players Only merch, you know what I'm saying? We going crazy with the merch. We selling a lot of this. I thank God that Elway came up with the slogan, because it's really becoming a dope stream of income. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody supporting it in the city and all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Just especially Savannah and Atlanta, they really standing on this, and Griffin too. We get a lot of support with this in Griffin, Georgia as well, where Elway's
That's
from.
dope.
And yeah, it's becoming like, I'm seeing why Nipsey Hussle was so keen and so what's the word? He used to always be preaching about getting your merch straight. You know what I'm saying? Because on times where there's like a pandemic and there ain't no shows, you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
right
right.
now during this coronavirus, that merch will carry you if you got some dope
Yes.
shit that people can connect with.
Facts.
So definitely, man, Players Only Clothing Co. That's our merch. Holla at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the 2021 Master P.
Yes, you are, man. I respect everything you got going on. One more question though before we check out the video in regards to the merch. Do you do custom
Yeah.
pieces for people?
Yeah. Most of the people that hit us up tell us most of the people that hit us up is custom. Like they tell us exactly how they want their hats or their t-shirts or their basketball shorts made.
That's dope. I think that's even doper because people feel like, dang, I got a one on piece. Nobody else has exactly what I have. And I think more people will, people will rock with what you already got. But when they know that they got a custom piece, they're going to be like, they're going to really rock with it.
And I'm gonna tell you something too. I haven't even put out a website yet because I like the fact that everything is hand to hand sales with us, so we can
Yes,
connect with people. A lot of people don't even
absolutely.
know the merch is moving so crazy. A lot of people don't even know about our music. Like they just like the clothes. So then when they meet us, they start following us and they like, damn, people got dope ass music too. So we make them fans from the clothes. They
Right.
transfer over to the music. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I'm building relationships when I'm passing out these clothes to these folks. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of people don't even know we do music. They just saw the hat or they saw the shirt and they
Right.
became fans of that. But once we got your eyes, we gonna get your ears.
I know
You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? My dog has had visuals, multiple videos, like on BET Jams, just out here working, bro. Like you've really
Yep,
done
and
a lot
MTV.
in your short time, and MTV. You know what I'm saying? Like you've done so much. In fact, we're gonna check out one of these videos now. So I need everybody to stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute. So let's get this fadeaway popping. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Yeah, I know how we rockin', man. PCMG.
Madness.
We gotta do it the Playaway.
Wavy Pluto, you dig?
They only love the shit you did, boy, they ain't loyal. A lot of niggas shoot to kill cause they can't rumble. I told my partners we gon' win if we stay humble. The campaign getting lit off a straight hustle. You know we kick it in the A where the players play. I'm trying to get my niggas paid, that's the play away. When you start winning games, player hate. They can't block this shot. It's a fadeaway. I've been living in that fast lane, mine on that cash, man. Stuck to my script. When them people would've dipped, I stayed loyal to my ship. When most of them would've quit, cause the game ain't got no love in these weak, ready to trick. It's all good, I step back and I'm flicking my wrist. Game winning, with all respect, this is not pippin', but it's that big pippin'. Player like Jigga did it. No, I can't make this shit up, and that's on my city. Koga with me. Yeah. A lot of niggas shoot to kill cause they can't rumble. I told my partners we gon' win if we stay humble. The campaign getting lit off a straight hustle. You know we kick it in the A where the players play. I'm trying to get my niggas paid, that's the play away. When you start winning games, player hate. But they can't block this shot, it's a fadeaway. When I first started out, people said my rhymes was whack. Most improved player on my team, I take pride in that. The way of shining now will leave you blind as bats. You see these diamonds when I smile, I had to grind for that. Haters and naysayers ain't got no time for that. You better stand on what you say, ain't got no time for cap. I gotta smoke the loud to make my mind relax. You better not come around with no silent packs. You did, boy, they ain't loyal. A lot of niggas shoot to kill cause they can't rumble. I told my partners we gon' win if we stay humble. The campaign getting lit off a straight hustle. You know we kick it in the A where the players play. I'm trying to get my niggas paid, that's the play away. When you start winning games, player hate. But they can't block this shot, it's a fadeaway.
Look, one thing about this game, they say it levels to it. And when I'm done, I wanna be the best to ever do it. Many times when I was down, you would've never knew it. Swear that water got so deep, I had to pedal through it. But that's Player Club for life, and we forever booming. Me, Chris J and Clay, they just got hella spooky. And we gon' run that pick and roll with perfect execution. Good guy, the baddest bitch, everything exclusive. And I remember time wishing everything was Gucci. I would just drop down on my knees, it was my best solution. I told Clay to beat so hard it felt like Dre produced it. And we just put our faith in God and we ain't never losing. Yeah.
Yes, man. That is fire. Oh, let me bring my guy back on here. There we go. I got to make sure they see you too, man. Listen, that visual is so dope. It's a great record as well. You guys really put a lot into that. You know, shout out to everybody checking in. I see people throwing up them fire emojis. This is my brother, Clay James, once again, for anybody that may have came in a little bit late. He's out here doing a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So tell him one more time for anybody that may have came in late, you know, the best way for them to keep up with you. And I'm actually going to put it on the screen as well.
At Who Is Clay James.
Yes. And don't forget the EP. Tell them one more time about the EP dropping tonight.
Oh yeah, the EP is dropping tonight. It's called Fly as Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's self-explanatory because I be fly as fuck. So that's
Yes,
why I
he
entitled
do.
that. You know what I'm saying? So it drop at midnight. If you got the Spinrilla app, it's already on Spinrilla right now. You know what I'm saying? Running numbers up. You feel me? It's on the front page. That comes out tonight. And we just gonna be pushing that, you know what I'm saying, this week and to beyond. And I got 2 singles off that EP that's actually spinning on MTV and BET Jams. So that video you just saw, along with my song Hold Me Down, both of those on BET and MTV, and both of them are gonna be on the EP. So yeah, dope music dropping tonight.
Man, I appreciate you. Anytime I call on Clay James to say, you know, I need you for this, I need you for that, it's never no question asked. Sis, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, bro, for being one of the realest I've ever met. You know, not even in this music business. You just a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like you my brother for life. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you for taking some time tonight and really talking real deal stuff that, you know, a lot of people needed to hear about this music business. So without further ado, man, we about to get up out of here. You know, once again, make sure y'all follow my bro Clay James. This ain't gonna be the last time you see us working together. We locked in for a lifetime. You dig?
Yeah, man, I
Hey,
told one of my partners, I say, me and Tampa, we like Vlad and Boosie. Like
yeah.
them interviews gonna keep happening. You know what I'm saying?
Over and over and over. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like big facts because you always got stuff going on. So I want to make sure that I always have you on my platform to let people know what you got going on, man. I appreciate you so much.
For sure.
All right, y'all. We about to get out of here. Y'all have a blessed night.